Howdy everyone, it's Reese, aka Bearman and Prime on this March the 14th. Happy Pi Day to all you nerds out there, and welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you stay caught up. Alright, so Samson the judge has been captured. He got involved with a woman named Delilah, who was bribed by the Philistines into revealing Samson's source of his strength, which was his hair. He was a Nazirite that was set apart by God, and he was not allowed to cut his hair for any reason. And so when they cut his hair, he was depowered, and they were able to capture him. He has had his eyes gouged out, and he is enslaved in the city of Gaza. So now we're going to finish up his story today in Judges chapter 16, starting in verse 22. But his, that is Samson's, hair began to grow again. Verse 23. The Philistine rulers came together to celebrate. They were going to offer a great sacrifice to their god Dagon. They said, "Our God helped us defeat Samson, our enemy." When the Philistines saw Samson, they praised their God. They said, "This man destroyed our people. He killed many of our people, but our God helped us take our enemy." The people were having a good time at the celebration. So they said, "Bring Samson out. We want to make fun of him." So they brought Samson from the prison and made fun of him. They made him stand between the columns of the temple of God, in the temple of the god Dagon. A servant was holding his hand. Samson said to him, "Put me where I can feel the columns that hold this temple up. I want to lean against them." The temple was crowded with men and women. All the Philistine rulers were there. There were about 3,000 men and women on the roof of the temple. They were laughing and making fun of Samson. Then Samson said a prayer to the Lord. "Lord God, remember me, God. Please give me strength one more time. Let me do this one thing to punish these Philistines for tearing out both of my eyes." Then Samson took hold of the two columns in the center of the temple that supported the whole temple. He braced himself between the two columns. One column was at his right side and the other at his left side. Samson said, "Let me die with these Philistines." Then he pushed as hard as he could, and the temple fell on the rulers and everyone in it. In this way, Samson killed many more Philistines when he died than when he was alive. Samson's brothers and all the people in his father's family went down to get his body. They brought him back and buried him in his father's tomb, which is between the cities of Zorah and Eshtaol. Samson was a judge for the Israelites for 20 years. All right, so here we see that even in the midst of horrible circumstances, God still uses it for his glory. So here, Samson, even though he's been captured, seemingly depowered, deprived of his strength, he's in the right place at the right time. All the Philistine rulers have gathered in this temple of their false god, and they're celebrating, having a good time, thinking they have won the day, they have beaten God, they've beaten Samson. And Samson calls out to the Lord for one last feat of strength. And he's set between these two load-bearing pillars, one on his left, one on his right, and he pleads and begs and prays to God. And in one last moment, he pushes on those pillars and collapses the entire temple on everyone. 3,000 people all at once just crushed to death. And that way Samson was martyred and became a hero to the Israelites and freed them from the Philistine rule. So that is the end of Samson's story, and that is the end of our coverage of the book of Judges, actually. So tomorrow we're going to move on to the next book in our study, and that is the book of Ruth. It's a small book, only a few chapters, but it's still very important. So we're going to start Ruth tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.